silent if you want to survive this night." His voice was different now. It was still infused with a deep and compelling quality, but his words no longer resonated with the electrifying energy that had briefly turned her into a statue. Evidently, he had abandoned the attempt to employ his mental powers to control her. Instead, he was doing it the more traditional way, using the naturally superior physical strength nature had bestowed on the male of the species. She tried to kick his shin, but her shoe skidded on some slick substance. Oh, heavens, blood. She missed her target, but her toe struck a small object on the floor beside the body. She heard the item skitter lightly across the stone tiles. "Damnation, there is someone coming up the stairs," he whispered urgently into her ear. "Can't you hear the footsteps? If we are discovered, neither one of us will get out of here alive." The grim certainty of his words made her suddenly uncertain. "I am not the one who killed the woman," he added very softly, as though he had read her thoughts. "The murderer, however, is likely still in this house. That may be him returning to clean up after his crime." She realized that she believed him, and not because he had put her back into a trance. It came down to cold logic. If he were the killer, he would no doubt have slit her throat by now. She would be on the floor beside the dead woman, blood pooling around her. She stopped struggling. "At last, signs of intelligence," he muttered. She heard the footsteps then. Someone was indeed coming up the stairs into the gallery, if not the killer, one of the guests, perhaps. Whoever he was, there was an excellent chance that he was quite drunk. Lord Delbridge was entertaining a large number of his male acquaintances this evening. His parties were notorious, not only for the unlimited quantities of fine wine and excellent food, but also for the bevy of elegantly dressed prostitutes who were always invited to attend. Cautiously, her captor removed his hand from her mouth. When she made no attempt to scream, he released her. She pushed the wig back into place so that she could see. His fingers closed around her wrist like a manacle. The next thing she knew, he was drawing her away from the body and into the deep shadows cast by what appeared to be a large stone table set on a massive pedestal. Halfway toward his goal, he leaned down just long enough to scoop up the small object she had kicked across the floor a moment earlier. He dropped whatever it was into his pocket before pushing her into the space between the heavy table and the wall. When she brushed against one corner of the table, a tingle of unpleasant energy crackled through her. Reflexively, she pulled back, flinching a little. In the dim light, she could see strange carvings in the stone. It was no ordinary table, she realized with a shudder, rather an ancient altar, one used for some unholy purposes. She had felt similar splashes of acid dark energy from several of the other relics housed here in Lord Delbridge's private museum. The entire gallery reeked of troubling emanations that made her skin crawl. The footsteps were closer now, moving from the top of the main staircase into the hushed gallery. "Molly," a man's voice slurred with drink. "Where are you, my dear? Sorry, I'm a bit late. Got delayed in the card room, but I haven't forgotten you." Leona felt her companion's arm tighten around her. She realized that he had sensed her involuntary shudder. Unceremoniously, he pushed her down behind the shelter of the stone table. Crouching beside her, he drew an object out of the pocket of his coat. She sincerely hoped that it was a pistol. The footsteps came closer. In another moment, the newcomer would surely see the dead woman. "Molly," the man's voice sharpened with annoyance. "Where the devil are you, you silly girl? I'm not in the mood for games tonight." The dead woman had come up to the gallery to keep a tryst. Her lover was late, and now he was about to find her. The footsteps halted. "Molly?" The man sounded bewildered. "What are you doing on the floor? I'm sure we can find a more comfortable bed. I really don't—" "Bloody hell!" Leona heard a choked, horrified gasp followed by a flurry of